One that I remember though, I don't really have any funny stories that I remember doing as a child, but one thing funny that I guess I found funny when I used to do it was, oh, funny thing. I guess the only thing I remember doing that was funny, I guess, was, sitting in a wardrobe, singing a little song, and you blew a raspberry at the end of it, and it happened quite regular. It was like, I'm not going to sing it, but I remember sitting in the wardrobe with my cousin, and we used to sit in there, and we used to sing the word, but I won't sing, I'll say it. Stick your fingers in your ears and say tingle-ingaloo, and you used to go blow a raspberry, your fingers in your ears. It was probably one of the weirdest things ever, and I guess it's kind of funny. And if you find bathing a cat funny, then yeah, we did that too. We bathed my grandma's cat because it smelt, and it got away, and we got told off for bathing it. But to me, now it seems pretty funny that I wanted to bath a cat. There are 3 funny stories that you can take your pick which one you think's funniest. Okay, 12. Are there any special things you've kept from when you were a child? Yes, I have quite a few of them actually. Obviously there's that. This is my photo album from when I was a baby to 1. Obviously there's my book. It's not really special, but it's like, I guess, childhood. I've got a load of books. There is this, which is a thing that runs in the family. It's a Christian cross with Christ on it. Apparently it's mine now, but it runs in the family. There is this, which is my teddy bear I've had since I was 7. And there is this panda that I've had since I was 2, maybe? Come on, you knew there was going to be a panda in there. Definitely. If you know me best, you know my favourite things are pandas, and that'll be one of the things. And then, of course, last but not least, I think it's the last thing. It might be the last thing, yes. There's this, it's a dog. It's a Labrador, actually. Quite like my dog now. But when I was younger, I had my best friend, which sounds really weird when I was like 3, was a dog called Sam. And this is kind of what they got me after. Somebody got me after he died, like a memory of him. So yeah, but it's mainly cuddly toys. I have a load of cuddly toys, and but yeah, that's I guess some of the specialist things I kept from when I was a child. Next one. What was something weird you used to do as a child? Weird I used to do. I was a very weird child. Something very weird I used to do. Oh, something weird I used to do was it's on actually a video. But every time for a bit somebody asked a question, I used to respond with quack quack and say it's a duck. And every time somebody said something, I'd say quack quack. And just it was I was a very random child. We could be talking about one thing and I'd change the subject. Like especially in the video, I randomly start saying quack quack and say it's a duck. And everyone asking what different animals do, and then the music comes on, and I say get down in it. That's one weird thing. And another weird thing is I used to have an imaginary friend apparently called Luke with red hair who lived in Grandma and Granddad's wardrobe. And every time we used to go around there, I used to let him out. And every time something went wrong, it was always Luke. I don't remember any of that, but apparently it happened. So yeah, that's a weird thing I used to do as a child. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? Scariest thing I remember? Scariest thing. I have quite a few scary things. But I'm guessing the scariest thing I actually remember would probably... See, it depends what you believe in, actually, when I talk about this one, because it's very difficult to what people believe in. One of the things was, I used to say, I believe I saw a ghost once. That's all I'm going to say about that. Ghosts never really used to scare me, but they did, sort of, as a kid. I don't anymore, but apparently I said I saw one or something. But yeah, it was, I guess, one of the scariest ones. But one that I remember very fully was seeing a spider that was the length of a bathtub. I believe it's a queen spider. It used to go really small when it was asleep. When it was awake, it used to spring out like really big and huge. I never saw it spring out, but I always used to. There was once as a kid, I kept going to check on it to see if it was awake or whether it was asleep. But one thing I remember is when we moved house into an actual house, which was not this one but a different one. My sister and I got walkie-talkies for Christmas, and I sat in my room and was watching 101 Dalmatians, I believe, and she was watching something in her room, and we were talking on the walkie-talkies. She came into my room at some point to talk to me, and then I said, "Well, can you go so we can continue to do the walkie-talkie thing?" And she opened the door, and she just froze. She was like, "I can't." I was like, "Well, why?" She goes, "I just can't move." I said, "Well, why can't you move? Don't be stupid." She said, "No, I can't move." I went to look, and there was literally a spider the size of like the doorway, huge, stood outside the doorway, not sideways on, not running away, not moving, but stood there, and it was not there a few minutes ago. So it was literally just stood there like that at my doorway. And I remember I pushed her back, I pulled her back inside, shut the door, and I screamed for help. I screamed for my cat to kill it, but my dad that came up and killed it on the stairs. But he had to drag it on the stairs to kill it. But yeah, it was a huge thing, and I still never ever want to see one again. But those spiders, they are literally the size of a bathtub. And I don't know if they're found all over the world, whether it's just England, but they are huge. Any spider scares me. But those big ones was the scariest things I've ever seen, and I've seen one. Last time I saw one was actually that time, but I've seen them as big as the bath before, and I hate them. I've seen one from the ages, I guess, 3 to 8 to 10. 3 to 10, I'm guessing. That's my final guess at that. But they're huge and they're horrible, so I don't want to see one again. Okay, last question. How is the world now different from how it was like when you were a child? This gets touched upon a lot, and also this video might have to come in 2 parts, so it's 22 minutes long. But anyway, the scariest thing, no, not scariest thing. How's the world different? Now I've touched upon this a lot, and I like to say it now. It's different because of what you now know. As you get older, you know more things, and as the world's evolved and got bigger, electronics have got bigger. When I was a kid, we didn't have things like mobile phones that were stick thin touch screens. We didn't have laptops. We didn't have like camcorder sort of things. We didn't, unless we were huge. We didn't have DVD players. We didn't have flat screen TVs. We didn't have. I don't think we even had internet unless it was for Google. Or was it Google? Or was it some sort of search engine? From what I remember as a child, playing on the computer was literally a few minutes, like in a couple of hours. And the only thing I would play as a child would be Sims. They're like little compact games, but they're not like Sims 3 now or Sims 2. It literally basic Sims was what we used to play. And all you can do on basic Sims is build houses, move families in, and you move the family in. They didn't grow old or anything. You basically could create adults and children, have up to 4 in one family. No, 8 in one family. And you don't get to do the choose whether they have a baby or not. If you keep your Sims happy, one of them would ask, should we have a baby? And you say yes or no. The only cheat there was for that game was the cheat Rosebud, which only gave you £1,000. If your child in school got below grade F, they got sent to boarding school and you never saw them again. There was no things weekends or holidays or anything. The only thing you could possibly do on them that I'm going to tell you could do was those things like Unleashed, which was only you could go to the town to get a pet. That was it. There was no clubs or anything. I know there was, but it was mainly a pet places. There was Hot Date where you'd go for a dinner date, and that's just a couple. There was no babysitters or anything. Your kids were left in the house on their own, and you didn't see them until you got back. And there was Holiday where you just go to a holiday resort. There was no such thing as from baby to toddler or anything like that. Another game I used to play was Theme Hospital, which was a hospital game, and I still play that game now. You build hospitals and you run your own hospital, sort of. Another thing I'd play would be Arthur, which is Arthur's race game, which is where you start from the start, you work your way around somehow, and if you get to the ice cream parlour, which was the ice cream place, you pick a flavour. And there'd be something weird. There'd be toenails was one of them. There's like a chocolate. There's chocolate mousse, and that actually had moose antlers in it. There was frog something. It was quite funny. Another one I used to play was Grandma and Me, which was just a storybook. You go through the story. And Blinky Bill's Magic Show, which was one of my favourites. I don't have now. But yeah, and you didn't have DS's either until I was a bit older. We got Game Boys. I had quite a few Game Boy games. I had Cats, Sims Busting Out, Dogs, and no, I didn't have dogs. It was Cats. Cats, Sims Busting Out, I think. And that was basically one of the few I remember playing. I still play Sims Busting Out now on DS, but the Game Boy is like. I remember the game. I'm a lot better at it now. But yeah, we didn't have anything like that. And the PlayStation we had eventually was a PlayStation 1, which was a big. It's a younger generation not gonna remember, but they were like big grey boxes, and the games were like literally TG discs. We didn't have CDs. We had tapes. Little cassette players, and they were quite cute. Yeah, it had videos, VHS. You didn't have DVDs until I got older. A lot of things have changed because now you get children as young as 6, 7, 8 asking for things like phones and iPods for Christmas. And when I was that young, you didn't really have that. You sort of just the earliest computer we had was one you could just draw on. Use paint. That was the earliest one we ever had. And it was just, and you'll be happy with colouring books and crayons and stuff. You didn't have phones, iPods, or anything. You didn't really have you played a football most of the time outside or something. We didn't have anything like that. And TV programs, there was only 6 channels. There was channel 6, which was videos only, channel 5, channel 3, channel 2, and channel 1. And kids programs were on channel 5, I think, or channel 4, and that was like it for like the day or something. You had to buy videos if you wanted more. There's a lot now that we have that growing up I didn't have. And yeah, I don't think I have anything on me close enough anyway without actually going into things that was actually I had when I was a child that represents technology. But yeah, things are a lot different now because kids who are so young are asking for big electronic things, and when I was young you didn't ask for them things. We didn't have them. Phones were like bricks, and house phones had cords on them. You don't have portable phones till I got older, but still. Yeah, so that's basically all I'm going to say about that. It's changed a lot, and it shouldn't have changed that much, practically, because now everyone's asking for PS4s and stuff. When I was that young, you didn't have any of those. But yeah, it's gone on for almost half an hour, so I'm going to put it in 2 parts. I don't know when I'm going to split it, but I am going to split it. So yeah, that's basically it, and see you on Monday for Fan Master Freddy's.